This is pretty much it. So aside from those top 4 seeds in each conference, which non-division leader do you think Schrags is playing the best football right now?
I look at the last 2 weeks. Small window, last 2 weeks. I don't think anyone's playing better football in the entire league than the Cincinnati Bengals. And it started in that second half against the Raiders where it was like, wait a second, let's get Joe Mixon running and let's just shove it down their mouths and then let's do it again next week against the mighty Steelers. And what I loved about the Bengals' victory against the Steelers on Sunday in Week 12, they weren't like surprised. They weren't overjoyed. They were just like, yeah, well, we've got much greater aspirations. And I like this team. They're not all young, babe in the woods, eyes wide open. Like, they've been there, done that. And by been there, done that, I'm not talking about college of performances that Burrow and Chase and T. Higgins, of course, had. Talking about some of those free agent acquisitions that they brought in over the offseason. Take a look at some of these players that they've brought in and the experience. Trey Hendrickson has been with the Saints for years. He's been in big games, right? We know Larry O was with the Browns. He's been there for years. Chidobe Awuzie played in big games with the Cowboys. Eli Apple had been around the Giants, been around the Saints. And then Mike Hilton had the big pick 6. He's been with the Steelers for years. Their free agent acquisition strategy was not, let's get the big shiny object. It was, let's get key players in key spots and let's get better at those positions, but also bring in veteran experience that can kind of complement the youth that we have on the offensive line, the youth that we have at wide receiver, and the youth that we have, of course, at quarterback. I love the mix of Burrow, Chase, Mixon, Higgins, all these young guns, and then on the defensive side of the ball, guys who have been there, guys who have done that. They had Mike Daniels in camp, who's been there, done that with the Packers. Like, they've got a lot of veteran leadership on the defensive side of the ball, a lot of youth on offense, and right now, I wouldn't want to face them. They have blown out 2 different playoff contenders in back-to-back weeks, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. They're really dialed in, and they're playing great football.
I looked at the schedule the other day because I want to go to one of these games. I like the Bengals. I've championed them, and I want to be there. Tough for them, though. They've got the Chargers this week in Cincinnati. Then they welcome the Niners to town. They've been playing lights out. Then they have the Broncos. Tough. The Ravens. The Chiefs. It's just going to be a tough sledding the rest of the way, but wishing them luck.
I look at them right there. They probably say, win.
Bring it.
Win. Win. Win.
I love it.
I kind of like that about them. They're not worried about playing the mighty Chargers. You know what I mean? They're like, let's go.
Yeah, it's not the Cincinnati Bengals of the last 10 years or whatever, man. They have a physical nature to their brand of football too. That's what I like about it. I had a chance to talk to Anthony Munoz, Hall of Famer, offensive lineman out of the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday. It'll be on the Total Access podcast, I think, on Friday.
Nice.
And he talked about that culture and Cincy changing, Peter. So I'm right there with you. But I'm gonna have to go to Indianapolis Colts, and I know the Colts just lost.
Okay.
To the world champs, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady, but that game was a lot closer than I think people, really, than the score actually said it was. And when you look at how this Indianapolis Colts team is constructed, man, they have a quarterback, yes, who in previous years he'd throw away games, but they run the football, right? And they run it with some authority, right? And they lean on this offensive line and Jonathan Taylor. And I think Jonathan Taylor, he's proven he's an elite back. They're throwing him the football out of the backfield, and he's doing things like you're seeing on the screen right there. But whenever this team seems to get in trouble, they lean on this offensive line, right? They lean on Quentin Nelson, lean on Ryan Kelly, and they just beat you up in a phone booth. And this defense bends but doesn't break. I like DeForest Buckner. He understands how to get after the quarterback, and that's how they stop the run. They're in the top, 5 or 10 in almost every offensive metric. So I look at the division that they're playing in, just the Tennessee Titans. They're only 2 games behind them, and they're playing a physical brand of football when the rest of the National Football League guys, they want to throw the ball, and I don't want to say be soft, but they just don't want to have these physical altercations. I like the Indianapolis Colts, and if they get into the playoffs, I don't care if you're the Baltimore Ravens, I don't care if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't care if you're the New England Patriots. This team would be scary to play just because of all the ballers that they have.
Don't you think that season's going to come down to a 3rd and 9 and Wentz has to make a throw? I mean, it is. Either to get in or once they're there. And, the guy's playoff history has just been blown away by injuries. He hasn't been there. I love Taylor, too, but that Wentz thing is a factor. Look, Indianapolis looks great. We're talking about Mixon in the running game, Taylor in the running game. Did the Niners run the ball? They've won their last 3 games by 3 touchdowns, and then ran the wheels off of a very hot Minnesota Vikings team. And I said it again. If I'm one of these NFC frontrunners, whoever it may be, I hate this. I don't want to deal with this crap in January. Because if the Niners get there, guess who's waiting for them, maybe? The Packers. We've seen that movie before. Maybe it's McVay, who we know Shanahan's history against McVay. It is profound. He basically owns them. and then maybe Cliff, who he's kind of right down the middle with and lost to earlier this year. They're starting to feel it, and it's not just in the whole George Kittle pro wrestling thing. Did you see what this maniac Juszczyk did last week? This is how much they're feeling it. Juszczyk has the ball, just decides, watch, Jimmy's going to throw it to him. And Kyle says, I think I can score. He's just going to elevate at the 5-yard line over 5 defenders.
That's
and everybody
that's
leave
what I'm
him
talking
and
about.
gift him. And then he tweets afterwards, he's like, you got to believe. It wasn't even close, but they do believe. Can you believe that? I mean, there were 6 tacklers in front of him. Kyle, we love you, but I think it's proving my point. There is a cockiness that's happening with this Niners team, and Peter's broken it down. You talked about how Eli Mitchell was on one of the rookies of the week. When you were running the Eli Mitchell footage, I feel like the push from the Niners was clear to the sideline. He's a great-looking runner, but my God, the push.
Are you concerned that Debo and Fred Warner are out? Those are the 2 best players.
Well, Debo is probably going to miss the Bengals game. If that's what we're hearing, it's going to be a couple weeks. Debo's like the hottest player in the league right now. Niners-Bengals is a hot matchup, and if they don't have 19, they are a different team. But I don't know. They're still hot.
KB, don't you think the Niners season may come down to a Jimmy Garoppolo throw?
Of course. Of course it does. Yes. 3rd and 9. Jimmy's got to get a completion. They're all over Kittle. He's got to go to one of these wideouts. Maybe Debo's out there. Maybe he's not. Of course it is. And maybe the entire Garoppolo administration is going to come down to that throw. You know what I'm saying?
GMFB with your thoughts. I'll go Dolphins here. We've talked a lot about Jalen Waddle. I have. Schrager has a lot. But it's time to talk about Tua. They've won 4 straight. If it comes down to Tua in the playoffs, do I think he can complete one to Jalen Waddle?
Think so?
Absolutely. I do, sure. If they beat the Giants with Glennon under center, likely, then they're legitimately back in the playoffs. This is a team that started 1-7.
I wrote them off.
And they can be 6-7 if they do get this win. It's time to acknowledge that Tua's been playing really well. And shout out to Chris Kaufman of a podcast called 3 Yards Per Carry. He tweeted, Tua has more vowels in his full name than he does incomplete passes over the last 3 NFL games combined. 16 vowels to 15 incompletions over the last 3. He's completing just under 85%. 85% of his passes in that time. So, yeah, I do think he can get it to Waddle in a bad spot. Myles Gaskin looks great, by the way, too. He wasn't healthy. He's healthy. He's getting it going. Beat the Giants this weekend, and you're very much back in the conversation, and I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it would be. Miami Dolphins, they're playing some good football the last couple of weeks. Again, Jalen Waddle, man, the confidence that kid plays with can't be overstated.
77 catches through 12 weeks. He's on pace to break the rookie record. He is that good. Jalen Waddle, this guy.
Tua, the guy. Love it. All right.